Okay, guys, I'm going to give you some price targets for Bitcoin to pay attention to. Listen, I think we are topped out. Think what you want. I do believe we are topped out to come down. This also plays along with the stock market in the DXY. And guys, for some reason, people have been saying that I've been calling for a crash on October 1st. This is incorrect. The people that say that did not watch my videos. Put this video out on September 23rd. Listen to what I said. I'll put a link up to this video now if you want to check it out. Notice when we came down, we found support on it, pushed back up. I do believe in October, and again, not October 1st, but during the month of October, I expect to have a major correction with the Dow Jones. So again, I clearly said not October 1st, and I'll explain why I have a line here for October 1st. But I just want to point out, so I made a post on Twitter. I said, look, this yellow line might be a point to put in a short. Guys, you're not going to win every long and every short. This is just a point to watch. If you'll notice, no, I'm going to show you here. This is a community post I made on YouTube. I made a post here saying the same thing. This might be a point to put in a short if you're swing trading. So, just a short. Like we might get rejected here, then you would long here. If you'll notice, by the way, this is the most recent post I made 9 hours ago saying this is probably a top. If we push above this, we're going to moon. If we don't, I think we're coming down. But if you'll notice right here, and somebody made a comment about I'm moving lines or adding lines, you can clearly see this line and this line here. It's the same thing. This line right above here is the same line right here. We pushed above this, and we topped out right here at 3 charts in confluence, showing that this was a point to possibly put in a short to top out. But if you'll notice, again, we ended up pushing through this yellow line. But if you look at the actual chart, look where we came down and found support right on this yellow line. Now I'm going to show you a zoomed out version of this chart, but I just want to point out that when we topped out right here around close to 52,000. This played into the J1 chart here. We came up, we got rejected, and I think we're coming down to at least test the bottom of this. And again, we might push back up, but I think ultimately we are coming down to test. And I'm going to make a video after this one that's going to go into detail why I'm expecting this to come down. And again, this has to do with looking at the monthly as well. But I do think we're ultimately headed down to the 200 weekly or the 300 weekly. If this does not hold, this is your next support level. And the third chart, you can see this line right here. If I pull this back, actually, this was resistance. This was resistance right here. It became support. We broke below it. It was resistance. We briefly pushed above it, and then we came up and we tested. So this was 3 charts showing 52,000 was a likely point to get rejected. I did make a tweet about this right here. I said technicals for BTC look bullish as we put in higher high. However, we have such strong resistance just above, I can't flip bullish yet. To me, it looks like we have a huge bull trap. All I can say right now is 50,000 to 52,000 are your major resistance levels to watch. And that is how it played out. 52,000 was where we got rejected. And again, this is very important, guys. I've been saying that this is a possible pattern we're in. Now, I didn't think we would come back up and test this. We did, but I think ultimately we are headed down. And I'm going to show you why this is the case of the DXY and the Dow Jones. But again, so what I think is going to happen, now I thought it was possible, since we got rejected here and came down, it's possible we could have got rejected at this point. There's a lot of resistance with this white ring right here and this blue ring right here. Now we did push up, but ultimately I think we're going to start writing down this blue ring right here. If you watch, if you've been following me, because we wrote down this orange ring, I said the same thing would happen with this yellow ring, and that is how it played out. Every time you hit the yellow ring, you buy. Hit the yellow ring, you buy. So this was your entry point, and this is where you should be getting out. Not financial advice, but I think we're going to ride down this blue ring. This also plays into this chart. If you notice this yellow line right here, let me show you the zoomed out version of this chart. So again, this yellow line right here that we're now finding support on, I think we're going to ride down this yellow ring as support and resistance until we come down and wherever we find support to push back up. And that is this chart here. And I just want to show you what happened here. So this fib channel right here, this is the same fib channel. You see how this blue line moves and this gray line? That's where I have these yellow lines showing this point right here. So I think what's going to happen, just like that, just like here, we move down to support and resistance moving down this point. So I think the same thing's going to play out. We're going to move down. And again, this is our major support level below. This is around 30,000. So I think ultimately that's where we're headed before we get another bounce, if that holds. If any time 30,000 breaks, guys, the point you want to watch is wherever this 200 week moving average is, right down here, And if that breaks, the 300-week moving average is where it's going to bottom. I'll go into more detail on this on the next video. The DXY, guys, you can see the DXY is mooning. We're pushing up. Right now we're at 94.42. Your next resistance is 94.94. The Dow Jones, this is why it said October 1st, because this is on the monthly. Right here, this is October 1st, because that's when the monthly candle opens. The next monthly candle opens on November 1st. So I think that's where some people were mistaken or misunderstood when I said October 1st. I said the month of October. But again, you can see rejected, 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 and I think we are coming way down. So that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm bearish and believe Bitcoin's coming down, especially with the DXY pushing up. Again, watch the next video I put out. I'm going to go detail about this. But I do believe that we have a lot of downside for the Dow. We have a lot of upside for the DXY. Bitcoin's hedged against the US dollar. So if the dollar's up, Bitcoin's coming down. You can see right now the Dow is down 400 points after market trading. The US market's open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let me give you some price targets real quick, guys, to pay attention to. So look, we know that your strong resistance right up here is 52,424. However, we cannot hit that target because if we do, we'll be breaking above this. And if we break above this point, guys, this is important. If we push up and we get above this, I mean, we're going to end up putting a higher high, you know, and eventually pushing higher and higher. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know what to pay attention to. If you get above this point where we topped out at, you know we're going much higher. Otherwise, we're coming down to test support. So remember that. Keep that in mind. So again, if we push up, you know, you might as well get super bullish if we hit 52,288. That's your next resistance above. I do think it's more likely we're going to ride down this. Look, your next support level below is going to be down here around 48,445. Currently, your support that needs to hold, and this is double support, guys. You got this yellow trend line here, and you got this trend line here. So you could get a bounce, but again, your support right now that needs to hold is 50,384. Let's go on to the next chart here. So this one, I'm going to zoom in a bit. So look, if we come down, now I did talk about this blue ring, and you can see if you watch the previous video I put up, I said, look, when you hit this point, this is possibly a point to short. We did hit this point and get rejected. So if you put in a short there, we came down a total of a little bit more than 4.5%. So if you're using leverage, you did pretty well. But notice we pushed up and we got topped out. So 51,125 is very strong resistance. If we get above that, you know, might as well get bullish that we're going to put in a new all-time high. Your next support level, major support level to catch a bounce, is going to be around 47,862. You can clearly see how well we've been respecting this ring. Resistance, 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 support, resistance, 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 support. So if we came down, this is likely a point to catch a bounce. But I do think ultimately we're going to be moving down this ring as support and resistance. And again, I think it plays along with this fib channel line as well. This goes along with that blue ring. Let's see, I had one more chart, give you some price targets. So look, this is the H1 chart. So look, if we come down, your first support level to watch is 50,383. Your next support level to watch is around 48,983. And then your next support level below to watch is around 47,579. If we push up, well guys, if we hit 52,266, again, that puts us above this point, which is going to be super bullish. I do not think that's the case, especially with the markets coming down and the dollar pushing up. I do believe we're topped out to come down. And again, watch out for that video today. I'll be starting on that when I finish after I upload this one. But guys, that's it. Trade safe, trade smart. To the next video. I'm out.